What's going on, guys? My name's gregandcin, and while throughout 2017 there have been games that have been disappointments, buggy, or we've been mad at developers for loot boxes, I felt since Thanksgiving is coming up, we should take a look at all the games that we are grateful for that have come out this past year. These games are listed by release date, so there is no sort of favoritism going around here. First off, we have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Kicking off the year strong, Resident Evil 7 gives a great horror experience that we haven't really seen in a couple of years. With a creepy environment, a new first-person perspective, and all kinds of gore and demons to look at, this game is one of the best horror games to have come out recently, and I'd recommend you check it out if you're into it. I'm not a big horror guy myself, but considering all the footage that I've seen, I don't know why I haven't picked this up already. Next up, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Considered one of the best games of this year, even several months after its release, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild gave a new breath of fresh air to the Legend of Zelda series, with an open-world RPG-like mechanic system. While the enemy variants might not be anything too spectacular, this game has lots of choices for you to make in how you take on enemies, travel the world, and of course, if you've taken a look at the speedrunning community, you can finish this game in almost an hour. You can skip almost everything. But why would you when this world has so much to offer you? While I would recommend you pick up the Switch version, you can also get the Wii U version if you have one of those lying around. Next up, we have Persona 5. A PlayStation 3 and 4 exclusive, this game has been long coming since its original announcement, and when it came, it delivered. The Persona series has been one of the better JRPGs of probably the past decade, and you should definitely pick this one up. This is one of those quintessential Japanese games. The monsters you can collect are cool. All the weird side activities that you can do in the town are alright. And by the way, you can play through most of this game on a PlayStation 3 emulator. Swimming on over next in the list is Splatoon 2. While not really the most perfect game Nintendo has put out, it's a decent enough shooter that mixes things up. While Splatoon 2 is more of a Splatoon 1.5 for the Switch, I would definitely recommend picking it up if you feel like you're low on games on the Switch. Since most of the game modes are more on focusing capturing the map with your ink instead of killing other people, you really don't have to feel all that pressure to be the best aim in the game. If you're looking to get into a shooter game, I would definitely recommend picking up Splatoon 2. That is, if you have a Switch. One of the more unique games in its execution would have to be Hellblade this year. Hellblade, by Ninja Theory, is probably one of the best looking indie games out there. For $30, you get an almost AAA experience in a really unique game that plays with your emotions, your head, things using that binaural audio with voices speaking into your head. It's almost like a schizophrenia simulator at this point. On top of that, the gameplay overall is just solid. If you really want to have a very true and deep experience into what some people have to deal with mental illnesses, do check this one out. Zooming right on past that is Sonic Mania, the better Sonic game of this year. Being a Sonic game made by Sonic fans and not by Sonic Team themselves, they pulled off a massive feat, being able to make a good Sonic game in this century. If you're a fan of any of the first 3 Sonic games, or you just really want to experience why everybody likes them, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Unfortunately, the PC version does have Denuvo, so take that as you will. Other than that, the game runs absolutely smooth, and there's so many unique levels, the music is fantastic, and the worlds just look beautiful. Probably the most hardcore game on this list is Divinity Original Sin 2. Being a sequel to Divinity Original Sin, it's more of the same. It's a very tabletop-like game in a computer RPG form. If you want to experience role-playing to its best on the PC, this is one of the ways to achieve that, and probably the best way to achieve that this year. Not only do you have the original story that is inside the game itself, you can also make your own adventures, be your own dungeon master, give this to your friends, etc, etc, etc. It's a great group experience, it's a great solo experience, it's a great experience. Just pick up this game if you really need a really deep level RPG. It would be a sin if I were to not mention Cuphead on this list. Cuphead by Studio MDHR is one of the most visually appealing games of this generation. Using that 1930s rubber hose style animation, the characters are all bouncy, everything's just a little bit deceiving because of how cute it is, yet how deadly it is, and the gameplay is really good at platforming. While most of the game's great moments are going to be in its boss battles, some of the run and guns do have their moments as well. Did I mention the game's only $20?
Come on!
Next up, we have Super Mario Odyssey, the biggest hit of the Switch so far. Super Mario Odyssey has a new mechanic with the cappy hat. You throw it around, and you can do so much with it. You can capture other people, you can jump on top of stuff. There's a collectathon with over 800 moons. I don't know how you could 100% this game as a normal person. It's just impossible with all these things happening. Oh, and did I mention, you can have Mario in his boxers? Just pick up the game because of that. And last but not least, we have Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus. Wolfenstein 2 is unapologetically a hardcore shooter. Single player only. Check. Killing Nazis. Check. Causing controversy because it's a hardcore shooter where you kill Nazis. This shouldn't be a thing, people. Wolfenstein 2 might just be one of the best shooters of this year. If you really want to experience it, check it out, but I kind of like some of these other games it has de novo, so take that as you will. So, what are your thoughts? Are there any games that I missed? Please leave them down in the comments section below. That's all I have for you today. If you would like to see more of this content or any other of the stuff I do, please hit the face up in the corner, click to subscribe. Check out one of the videos on the side. One will be one I recommend to you, another will be one YouTube recommends to you. Check out all my links down below to follow me everywhere else on the internet. My name is gregandcin. I'm out.